So we come in on a different dimension and a different time. A time before Reginald was as he is now. Reginald Lovecraft is still a young teenager. And, well, something happened today. Something that has deeply disturbed him. He was sitting through his classes when the teacher just turned to him. Their mouth dropped to the floor. Not their jaw, not their face, just simply the mouth. And it said, "Welcome home." Needless to say, as a teenager, this likely freaked him out.
I believe
What
his
would
first
your reaction to this be?
Honestly, his first reaction would be to scream.
And scream he does. All of his classmates begin to look at him. One by one, their faces just simply melt into that of skeletons, their eyeballs remaining in the sockets, but more exaggerated, hyper-realistic. Things are not right, to put it simply. Eventually, the screaming does not stop. He is forcibly taken away from the school grounds at a few of what he might do. You're put on the streets, watching as cars become cats, as buildings become piles of toast, as things just whoop around you.
This can't be happening. None of this is real. What's going on? Why me? As they sort of cover their head and, I don't know, lean against a wall, shuddering. This can't be real to them. There's no explanation. There's no reason.
"Of course this is real, Reginald," says the wall behind you.
He sort of stumbles forward, almost running away from the wall, like turning back to look at it.
You
What?
watch as the graffitied face of Martin Luther King Jr. suddenly just begins to speak to you. "Of course this is real. This is happening. How would it not be?"
What? No, this doesn't make any. You don't make any sense.
Maybe that's what makes the most sense of all.
That doesn't make any sense.
The world around you melts away, and you find yourself standing at the center of a large skyscraper. Not quite near the edge, but you look out at the horizon. The sun has a baby's face. The clouds have formed into that of cotton candy.
Is this how? Am I already dead? I don't. I want to go home.
And
Go
as you say
home.
that, you find yourself at your home. What's your home life like?
Home is quiet. He does what he's told. He doesn't disobey. He is the model child.
What are your
There
parents
is
like?
cruel. He is not much more than a tool to be used by them. He is to be their offspring, of course, but mainly he's just used as body work. He does the chores, he cleans, he cooks, everything.
You find yourself beside your father's armchair. The piles of beer bottles already piling up, despite it being early in the day. He seems to notice you. As his head turns, it simply detaches from his body and becomes bubbles. "What are you doing home already?"
No, what the No, what?
Didn't even hear you come in.
I didn't. What's going on?
Just clean up, get rid of these bottles.
That's not the most important thing right now.
He raises up a beer bottle above his head. "Don't make me
No.
tell you again."
Leave me alone.
And as you say that, Simply fire juts out of your mouth, engulfing your father. His screams of pain and agony only last for a few moments before it's ended. You watch as a pile of ash just simply remains in an unburnt armchair.
I must be dreaming. This can't be real. Serves him right, though. You can't afford to be any more like that now, can you?
No, he can't. You feel a hand upon your shoulder. A very plain-looking man in a very plain-looking suit stands behind you. His face is very familiar to that of your own. You, but older.
What? Who are you?
I'm your replacement. He stabs you in the chest.
What? Fuck!
I'm sorry, kid. That had to end like this.
No! No!
As your life fades before your eyes, your consciousness is pulled into that of the replacement. You are another version of Reginald. A version that is less powerful, less intense than the one that was about to form before you. Had he remained alive, he would have destroyed everything.
Sorry, kid.
The madness of him slowly seeps throughout reality, dispersing just a little bit to everyone in the world. This is the origin of Reginald. He is madness incarnate, not simply a human, but madness given form. And when that form is destroyed, the madness is let loose. Though, as it wasn't fully formed yet, the madness is still controllable.
There's a method to every madness.
And so, this Reginald simply takes the form of that of his predecessor. And younger now, what do you do?
Well, looks like it's time to clean up. This is quite a mess I've made.
And cleaning up you begin to do. What the predecessor saw was not simply their madness changing their perception. It was their perception of madness changing the world around them. You go about it, you clean up the ash pile, pop the bubbles, go to the sun, tuck it in at night. You go to the mural of Martin Luther King Jr., have a rather nice chat with him, really swell guy, and most importantly, you go back to the school and set everything right again. Though nobody seems to have noticed. And that is the origin of Reginald. That is the origin of madness.